Hello everyone, this is Colonel S, and welcome to my 4x4 piston door tutorial. As you can see right behind us, this is our door. This is what it looks like closed, and when you open it up, it's also really fast. It is completely seamless on the inside. If you enjoy this tutorial and you want to see more of my tutorials, consider subscribing. It's completely free and it helps out a ton. Also, comment below what you would like to see me build next. Now, on to the tutorial. One quick announcement before we start the tutorial here. I have made a Discord server for all of my viewers. The link is on my channel. If you would like to join, please do. Anyone is welcome. Alright, so what we're going to need today for this build, we're going to need 68 redstone dust, 36 repeaters, 10 redstone torches, 4 obsidian, 3 glass, 15 observers, 27 sticky pistons, 4 dispensers, and a whole lot of building blocks. I just put 2 stacks here. That may not be enough, especially if you're using it as scaffolding, but just come prepared with a lot of blocks. To begin today's tutorial, we're going to build the bottom circuit of this door. So we're going to place a block with a repeater behind it, a block behind that repeater, a redstone torch on the top, another block on top of that torch, and then a torch on the front face of that block. Above this torch, there's going to be a block that you're going to use for the floor of whatever you're making, and then an observer facing inward. In front of the observer, there's going to be an upward facing piston, and then another upward facing piston on top, and then a repeater set to 4 ticks in front of all of this, with an observer on top of it, and a block on top of that. We're going to have to repeat this twice, so we're going to build another one right next to it. So block, repeater, block, 4-tick repeater, then a redstone torch on top of that block, a block on top of it, a torch on the front face, and then a floor block. Then an observer facing inward, two sticky pistons facing upward, an observer facing upward there, and then a block on top. To start the next part of the circuit, we are going to place a dispenser 2 blocks out from the bottom piston, an observer facing into the bottom piston, a 4-tick repeater on top of this observer, and then redstone dust on top of the dispenser. This dispenser can also be a dropper. I know dispensers are quite a bit more expensive, so if you'd prefer to use a dropper, you can. We're going to place redstone dust right here, a 3-tick repeater in front of it, and this runs directly into a block, which has redstone dust right next to it. Then we're going to dig a hole right here, put a 1-tick repeater in the hole, and then redstone dust on the other side. On top of this repeater, we're going to put a block, a redstone torch on the front face of that block, another block, and same thing, redstone torch on the front face, and then one more block on top of that. We're then going to place a piston on this redstone dust right here, and then we're going to place obsidian behind that piston, and behind the obsidian is going to be redstone dust. So that is that half of the circuit there. Then we're going to come over here and going to repeat that but mirrored. So we're going to go 2 blocks out from the bottom piston here. Then we're going to place an observer facing into the bottom piston, and then on top of the observer, a 4-tick repeater with redstone dust behind it, and then redstone dust below the dispenser with a 3-tick repeater in front of it, running into a block with redstone beside it. Dig a hole, put a 1-tick repeater inside the hole, and redstone dust on the other side. Then we're going to put a block on top of the repeater with a torch on its face, and then another one with another torch on its front face, and then a block on top of that, and then We're going to put a piston on top of that redstone dust, obsidian behind it, and redstone dust behind the obsidian. Okay, so the bottom circuit is almost done. We just have to go behind here and build the activation system for the closing circuit. So we're going to place a sticky piston there, an observer facing upward here, a block here, and then any transparent block right here. Then we're going to put redstone here, a repeater here, a block in front of that repeater. Oops, there's a hole there. And then redstone dust below that block, coming out 2, and then 2 over. And then 2 3-tick repeaters right here. Okay, now all we have left to do for the bottom circuit is to make a little block structure to connect it all up so we can activate it. So just fill this up with redstone, except for the 2 blocks that are in front of the dispensers, because that's where repeaters will go. And then if I grab a lever, you can see that this is how it should function. Exactly like that. If we put 4 blocks here, you'll see that it'll put them up exactly like that in a little square, and then it'll bring them back down. That's what we want. So if it doesn't look like that, make sure you've gone back and done everything right, because this is a very important part of the circuit. Next, we are going to build the side of the circuit. So on this obsidian block here, we're going to place 1 piston facing toward us, and 3 more on top of it, all facing the same direction. We're then going to do the same thing on this obsidian over here. 4 pistons all facing toward us. So this is how it should look. And then we're going to go down here over to our little activation structure here. We're going to place a block, and then we're going to place another block in diagonally from it like this. Then we're going to place a transparent block on top of it and place redstone dust here, here, and here on top of all the blocks. And then we're going to place a block right here and redstone dust on top of that one. Then we're going to build up diagonally out again, place a block, and then another block finally right here. And then we're going to come over to the other side and do exactly that, but mirrored. So we're going to place a block here, another one diagonally outward. We're going to place redstone dust on both of them, a piece of glass on top, a block right here, a block right here, and a block right there. So it should kind of snake up the pistons like that. So then fill them all in with redstone dust. So then when you see when we flick this lever, everything opens up. And then when we flick it off, everything goes down. Okay, so we are now getting on to the hardest part of the build, so make sure you pay attention. We're going to start by placing a block here, and a block here, with one going out like this, and then another one diagonally above that one. Then we're going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and then we're going to come out 1, 2 right there. Below these blocks right here, we're going to have whatever blocks you're going to use for the roof. We're going to have this come out like this, in a 2x2 area like that, and then we're going to have them come out 1 more space. So it should be a 4x2 area of those blocks. And then we have to come out 1, 2, 3, 4 with 1 block right there, and you can destroy that block if you would like. And then the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this side you do not need that block right there. Just have this. Okay, so now we're going to get some of the redstone and repeaters down this platform. We're going to start by extending the platform out 2 blocks this way on both on this side right here on the non-roof part, and then on same thing on this side here. We're going to put a block right here, a block right here, and then on this side a block right here and a block right here. Now we're going to run redstone all the way down this right here. And then in the center of the quartz block platform, 2 4-tick repeaters. Make sure they're facing that way. Now we're going to put a 4-tick repeater right here, a 2-tick repeater right here, followed by a 4-tick repeater right here, and redstone dust on that side. Same thing goes for this side, but mirrored. So 4 ticks, 2 ticks, 4 ticks, and then redstone there. Now that is the basis of our platform here. So I'm going to start putting in some of the pistons. If we just break this block right here and replace it with a sticky piston. Now we are actually going to replace this block here with obsidian, the block that had the 4-tick repeater on it, so make sure you replace your repeater as well. So we're going to replace that with obsidian and put our 4-tick repeater back. And now we're going to place in some of the other mechanisms that we need. So our pistons are there, our obsidian is there, and all of that is there. So what we need now is 2 dispensers right above that redstone dust right there. And then on each dispenser, an observer facing outward like this. And then we're going to start placing in our pistons for the door. So it's going to be 2 facing downward on each observer, like that. Alright, so all we have left to do is to build the activation system for these pistons right here. We already have half of it done. This would be the closing circuit right here. Now we need to build the opening. So first things first, we are going to put 4 blocks of iron, all going right across here. These are actually the door blocks. This is what's going to get pushed into the door. And then on the other side of it, 4 quartz blocks, or whatever block you're going to use for your roof. I'm using quartz blocks because I think they look nice. So then we're going to put any block, actually, right here. And on top of this block right here, we're going to put a piston facing outward. Same goes for the other side. On this piston, there's going to be an upward facing observer. And above that observer, there's going to be a block. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to build out 3 blocks like this. Then we're going to build up 1 like this, and over 2. And then we're going to put a block right here, and on this block there's going to be a torch. Under this torch, there will be a piston, and on that piston there's going to be a downward facing observer here. I'm going to have to destroy some blocks to do that, but a downward facing observer. So now what we have to do is we have to put redstone on all of these here, and then we have to put 2 repeaters, the first one set to 2 ticks and the second one set to 4. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to come out 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go up 1 here, back 1, 2, 3, and then that block is elevated. So then we're going to put redstone dust all the way across here, except for there and there, where there's going to be 2 repeaters. First one set to 2 ticks, second one set to 4. Under that torch, there's going to be a piston facing downward, and then an observer facing downward. Alright, we are very close to being done, so what we're going to do is we're going to place a block there, a downward facing sticky piston, and then 1 right next to it as well. And then on those pistons are 2 downward facing observers. Now what we're going to do is we are going to destroy that block and put redstone on these pistons and the ones below them. We're going to put a block on either side of these pistons, and on each of these blocks there's going to be a 4-tick repeater. Now, to add some pulse extension to this, we're going to build out 1, 2, 3 right here, 2 blocks elevated right here, and then another 3 right here. What we're going to do is we're going to put redstone dust there, a 2-tick repeater, and then a 4-tick repeater. Same on the other side, 4 ticks, 2 ticks, redstone dust. Now what we are going to do is we're going to finish wiring this up over here. So we're going to place redstone dust, a block right here to cut off the connection, redstone dust, a repeater set to 1 tick, not 2, and then a block in front of the repeater, redstone dust, and then 2 1-tick repeaters running into those dispensers. That should be the entire circuit, so let's try it out. And then the opening. Yes, see, that is how it should work. So if I fill in all of these blocks, so grab my iron blocks here, you can see we place 4 blocks on the bottom there, 4 blocks on each side, and then if we flick this lever, you'll see that all the blocks form a 4x4 door, and then they all open up. So that is our door. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like below and comment what you would like me to build next. See you in the next video.